when you go to the macro issues around, and Adam and I were just talking about them, about finance and all the other places where algorithms play a role, one would expect people, if you're thinking about a loan, to assess your data on whether or not you may repay that loan. But the reality is algorithms are pulling all kinds of non-traditional data. In other words, how you spell, the kind of words you use, all of that stuff that could, in fact, suggest educational level. And when that comes to bear, you get biases inherent in that data. So Adam's going to talk a little bit about that.
Data is purely the fuel. Insight is the destination. And so this is about how do you refine that fuel in order to get the best results out of it. If you're not thinking about the ethical ramifications of what you're doing at the idea stage, you're trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube after you've created something, because this isn't something that you whack together.
We've more or less outsourced the future to the tech world. And I find this absolutely terrifying, because the tech world is highly male-dominated and has a tendency to be a little Pollyanna-ish. The thing about machine learning is that if you feed it biased data, it amplifies the bias. And it gets better at being biased, because that's literally what we're teaching it to do.
And one of the biggest challenges I think we have in terms of output decision-making in organizations today, which ultimately affect the world we live in, is diversity of thought. So we don't have people who think differently. So I think one of the first biases is, how do we get different types of thinkers in the room when decisions are being made? Our governing bodies don't understand what technology is actually doing. I mean, it was a joke what happened in Congress, but this is not a new thing.
We have to be as conscientious about the input and what we're doing, and ensure that what we're doing is bringing the best to the world.